Right. Hello then, you wonderful people. Let's just check we've got our props. So we want our little looped band. We've got our light hand weights, our little bendable hog, and then you've got a block or a cushion for head support if you want that as well. Okay, so let's first of all come on to our ball underneath our sacrum. So we'll roll down, lift up your hips and place the ball just underneath your pelvis. And we'll start with a nice relaxing breath. And as we do this, we'll start to tilt the tailbone under on the exhale and then back on the inhale. So you are creating an arch. So you'll drag that ball upwards and then push that ball towards your heels. So think about exhale to scoop and inhale to arch the back. So just ironing out any kinks in the lower back to start with. Okay, and then we'll go for a tuck under and a full circle. So we're going all the way around. Do it 3 to 4 times one way. Continue with that nice breath in through the nose, into the rib cage, nice and wide, out through the nose and through the mouth, and then reverse your circles. Let's try and keep our knees relatively still as we do this so that the movement is coming just into the lower back as opposed to into the legs. And then when you've done that, try and establish your neutral spine. And we're just going to hover the arms off the mat and then bring them so that they are here like this. And then just drop the elbows down and then take the hands down behind you and then bring them back to here and then up again. So they go down, back to the hands, touch the mat, exhale, breathe in and exhale. So try and relax through the feet, the back as you're doing this shoulder exercise. And we'll have one more of those, just dropping those elbows, keeping the elbows on the mat as you take those arms back. And then we'll leave the arms there and just pick up the right foot and then pop it down and try and stay still. Then the left foot and down and just keep alternating. Come up to the ball of the foot, put the ball of the foot back down onto the mat and then change. So if you feel like you're moving an awful lot, just tighten through the abdominals, create a little bit more tension. As we lift the next leg up, you're going to reach the opposite arm above your head and the other one comes just towards the mat. So it goes over the head and back down to the mat. So we've got this steady change, a nice flow, exhale to lift, inhale to drop. And try not to move too much on that ball. Let's have one more. And then we're going to rock the pelvis side to side. So just bring the arms down now. And then just think about pushing with the right hip and rock the ball. And then push with the left hip. So you've got this sort of swinging feeling. And again, the knees are going to try and stay still. So you're just sort of swinging to the right, swinging to the left. And you've got that contraction through one side and then the other. Think about pressing down on that ball as well as swinging. And then bring it back into the center. And instead of swinging to the side, just simply sort of just push down with one side and then back up and then push down with the other side. So you've not got as much of a swing. You can put your hands, heels of your hands onto your hips as you do this and feel yourself just pushing it down and then leveling the pelvis and then pushing. So it's a twist through the lower back. And if it doesn't feel right for you, don't do it. Just think about that twist. And one more time. And then we're going to float the arms back up and then the legs back up to tabletop. So now we've got both feet up at the same time. So let's start with our taps, leaving the arms there, but please put them back down onto the mat if you need to. And just think about doing 10 changes. Just go change and change. And that big toe taps the mat really lightly. Imagine a pool of water and you're going to tap your toe into the pool of water without making any ripples. And then let's see if we can add an arm. So as that right foot goes down, let's reach the same arm overhead and then switch. And switch. And I'll stay looking up towards the ceiling. Otherwise, if I come and look at you, I'm going to fall. So we'll just do 4 more. Just switch nice and steady. Keep drawing it through the abdominals. And then we're going to bring those knees in and just let them relax onto your tummy. So just let them drop into your tummy. That's it. Good. And then bring your feet down one at a time and lift up the pelvis off the ball. Grab that ball, pop it between your knees, and then we're going to just roll up and down through that bridge exercise. Okay, so just tilt the tailbone under, squeeze the ball. We're going up into that bridge, exhaling to lift. Inhale at the top and then exhale and slowly roll down. And we'll do that 3 more times. Nice little squeeze on the ball, don't forget, and squeeze evenly through both of those legs. Push down through the backs of the arms. You want to really think about squeezing the buttocks, bringing that weight into the heels. We're going to have 1 more. We're going to stay at the top. And then just release one foot and then the other one. So we're going to extend that leg. Good. And then pop it down and then extend the other one. Try to keep that ball where it is and also the hips level. Yeah, so as you take that foot away, keep it nice and level. Breathing out, reach the heel. Good. And 1 more time. And then lower those hips and relax. Good. Take the ball out and just let those knees sweep from one side to the other, looking in the opposite direction to your knees. You can take your arms a little bit wider here. A bit wider, a bit higher. That's good. Okay. And then we're going to lift up the hips. We're going to pop the ball back underneath the sacrum as before. And then we're going to do a heel slide. Okay, so you've got your feet hip distance. Bring your little fingers on the mat so your thumbs are pointing upwards. Relax the rib cage. Just think about gliding one heel away from you and then dragging it back in. Obviously, it can be a bit tricky if you've got carpet, but hopefully you can manage with that. And it doesn't matter if you drag that mat in. In fact, if you do, then it shows that you're pushing down enough. So just do heel slide, heel slide. We're going to reach opposite arm to leg again, as before, but now we've got this heel slide. So we're just stretching across the front of the hip. Just releasing tension in the front of the hip, quadriceps. Keep going, just do 2 more either side. As you change, obviously we're trying to keep the pelvis still. Try not to rock off that ball too much. And 1 more time. Good. And then we're going to lift up the hips and just hold and pause here. Keep your arms reaching ahead of you like this. Now go for that lift of the foot again, but keeping the arms here now. So you're just going to extend one leg. The ball's just still under the bottom, but your hips are lifted, and then pop it down. That's it. And then change and reach the other one. So I notice I can transfer a little bit of weight into my right side as I lift my right foot up. So we're trying to keep that weight even across the back there, across the shoulder blades, trying to use as much strength there. That's it. Good. Well done. We'll have 1 more either side. If it's too tricky, put your hands down, of course. 1 more. Good. And then we're going to slide that ball out, roll down, just nod your head in and roll yourself up to sitting. Get that ball again and then just wedge in underneath your right in. Yes, right in like that. Okay, so feet hip distance. So let's just do that little tuck under and then sit up nice and tall. Breathing out to tuck, breathing in to sit up. The hands can be behind the back of the thighs, or they can be as I'm demonstrating here. We'll just do a couple more. We'll add a little twist. So we're going to bow and arrow. Pull that right elbow back and then do that half roll back. And we'll do 4 each side. Now be very mindful of your knees here. Try to keep both of them level so that your The pelvis isn't moving. And you are really twisting from that upper back. Good. Keep smiling. Keep moving with flow and control. That's it. Let's have another. Good. And then come down onto that ball in that C curve. Just do some little bounces. Go down and bounce. Release and bounce. Keep going 4 and 3. Press that belly into the ball like your life depends on it. 1 and come on up. Good stuff. How is that? Quite tricky. Yeah, you can feel it. Cross your hands like this now. So before we were tucking under like this. So now you're going to just pitch back like that. Okay, so you straight pitch back and then come back up again. So have a go at that. So we're going straight back from the hips and then lifting up. And it's good to feel that bit of a tremor, bit of an earthquake tremor. Think about closing the abs down at the front. So knitting your rib cage together, your ribs are coming in together. Let's have another, and then we're staying there on this next one into a Russian twist if you're able to. Take it nice and easy, nice and slowly. Keep the knees still. Good. Maybe a little bit lower. Getting that tremor on. Oh, we're going to come up and rest. Just put the soles of the feet together. Reach at one arm and just go side to side in that little side bend. Reach. Just do a couple each side. Just try and keep your sit bones down on the mat. Just that's it. Just go side to side in that sort of seated mermaid position. Do 3 each side. And then we'll come round onto all fours. So we'll come back to our abdominals in a moment, but let's come onto all fours. Okay, hands underneath your shoulders, knees in line with your hip bones. And we're just going to go into our little shoulder drops. So dropping the chest down and up. And it really, you know, you're exercising your scapula, aren't you? You're getting that movement around the shoulder blades. You're lifting up through the belly as well. And we'll have just a few more of those. And then let's go into just an open with the right arm and then open with the left arm. And try to keep those hips square as you do this. Breathing out to twist and inhale to come back. We'll have one more either side, and then we're going to take hold of our hand weights and we're going to do our knee tucks. So our Superman knee tucks. Okay, so use a hand weight if you like. I'm going to take my left leg, my right arm in front, flexing the foot. Just establish your Superman first. When you're happy, your hips are square, then go into your pull and your reach. Go nice and slow and steady. Let's have 6. So trying to touch our knee on our forehead, aren't we? Knee to forehead, elbow to pull back to ceiling. When you've done your 6, you can have a little relax, come down into child's pose, stretch off those wrists. Relax your armpits down to the mat. Take some deep breaths right into your lower back. And then let's come and repeat that on the other side. So if you were the same as me, right leg now, left arm, get well established first. So get yourself all nice and square. Square hips, square shoulders, and you breathe out to pull it. Inhale to extend. And the more you pull that knee in, the more work for the abdominals. Also, you have to balance more, don't you? You've noticed. When you've done your 6 again, you stretch back. Well, you might want to do down dog. I'll leave it up to you, whatever feels best for you. I feel like a child's pose tonight. Feels good. The toes together, knees apart, nice deep breaths. And then we'll just articulate through the spine, rolling on up. So we're going to come to our high kneeling position. Let me just bob the camera up a tiny bit higher so you don't lose my head. So high kneeling, and grab your hand weights. Again, okay. So this one is our thigh stretch. It works the thighs and our buttocks. So we're going to have our weights just on our knees like this. And you pitch back like that, and the arms float up into that frontal arm raise, okay? If it's not good for you, you can do bridge work again and just use your arms lifting forward, okay? Or you can just go to that high kneeling position and just work on your arms. So breathing out, hinging back, yes. So we're trying not to do this, instead we're hinging. Stretching the knees, stretching the quadriceps, but being really mindful as we do it, nice and gentle. Good. That's it. Then take the arms into a hug a tree exercise. So like this, as we go back this time, open the arms. It is a bit trickier, okay, as you do that. So you want to squeeze your buttocks, pull your belly in. Just 6 of these, so that's 3. Let's have 3 more. And last one here. Good. And then just pop those weights down and come back round onto your bottom. Grab your ball. Okay, so we want our ball again, and we're going to put our ball so it's now higher. Yeah, we're going to do our curls, our chest lifts over the ball. All right. So if you don't have a ball, you might want to grab your hog, or if you don't want to use any prop, just do a chest lift. Feet hip distance apart. What we're going to do is we're going to just start, just do a few. And then if you want, as you do your extension, you're just going to heel slide and then pull it back in. So you just got heel slide 1 foot as you extend and drag it back in. So it's just advancing it a little bit. And then we're going to increase the challenge even more by extending the leg instead. So it goes extend and it hovers off the mat, and then it comes back down. Hover off the mat and up. So you've got a flex foot, extend over the ball, and then lift up. Now we're going to make it trickier. We're going to extend, the leg comes up, and then we come in like this. Watch, we leave that same leg, look, and we're going to twist, and we're going to bring our elbow to our knee. We repeat the extension, look, we flex the foot, or heel slide, or keep the foot on the ground. We come into a twist. So you're pushing, breathing in, and exhale to curl up. Good. Let's go a little bit quicker if you can. Extend and twist, and a push. And a twist. 2 more. And last one here. Good. Put that foot down, extend over the ball for a moment, extend the other leg so that you're ready. And then we go here and up. Kick as you go over the ball. Bend the knee as you come in. So we've got 8 of these, hopefully. So remember your modification, just put that foot down, don't do the knee out and in. That was 8 for me. Drop that foot over into the extension for a moment, and then we'll just finish with some little pulses. So come up through the center and then just do some little pulses, just lift and lift. Now your lower back is in a nice neutral position. It's not tucked under, okay? As you're doing this, lift We're going to go lower and then continue with the pulses. So we're now sort of at the lower range where we're going sort of extend and then neutral, extend and neutral. And then slow it down. Slow it down. And then come so that you're neutral and then tip your right elbow to your right heel and then switch to the other side. So you're in that neutral position, you're sort of sliding around. Got it? Good. Yeah, so instead of twisting, think right elbow to right heel, and your chest is just staying looking upwards. Yes, so think side bend. Think of a side bend punch. And then we're going to come up, rolling off that ball and relax. Good stuff. Good. Take the ball. I don't need it. Band. Grab your band, pop it around your legs. So we're going to do our series of 5, but we're going to do it with our band around our legs. Completely optional, of course. You don't have to. And if your abdominals bad enough, then maybe just take this moment to just do nothing and then pick up the session after we've done this. Okay, so let's start with our single leg stretch, and the head can stay down if you like, or lift it up. And obviously you're going to be pressing into this band, so it creates a lot more tension. We're going to do 10 tonight, counting 1 every time we come back to our right leg. Then we're going to go into a crisscross, and then we're going to do double leg stretch, and then we're going to have a break, come back in to do the others. Okay, so lift yourself up, grab your right knee, let your left leg extend, and we'll go left, then back to right, and we'll count 1. Okay, so we go switch, and that's 1. Breathing in. 2, 3, 6, and 7. Good. 8, 9, and 10. Crisscross and a twist. 2, 7. I'm still here. Woohoo! And 8. And 9, we're going into double leg stretch. Those knees are going to hug into your belly. Hug them in, reach, and round. So band is pretty redundant here, this stage. 3 more does help to keep those legs together for people who like to circle those legs as well as the arms. And then rest. Just give yourself a good rest. If you need to move the band a bit higher, if it's stood down, just move it up. Okay, so we're going to go into our 2 leg drops, and then we're going to do our pull, 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 pull switch exercise. Okay, head down, head up. So double leg drop, as a modification, you can just do this, okay, with your legs bent, or you can have them straight, head is lifted like this, we go down and up. And if you're able to, turn your legs out, okay? I'm going to do the turned out straight leg version. All right, so lift up, turn those legs out. We inhale to drop, exhale to come back up. Press that belly down into the mat. How are we doing? We're going to do 1 more, and then we're going to go into those scissor kicks. It's a pull, pull, switch. Pull into that band and pull. Any tension in the neck, you need to stop, recover, and then come back in. 6 and 5. Pull on that band. Couple more. And then we're resting and relax. Jolly good. Brilliant. Okay, just put the feet down on the mat. Lift up your hips for me Let's hold it here. I'm just going to push out into that band. Okay, so let's have the feet still hip distance apart and just push and then release and push and release. Good. So that's all we're doing, just that hip abduction. Catch your breath after those abdominal work. And we'll have one more. And then come on down with those legs. Okay, so take the left foot off the mat, right foot on the mat. We're going to do our single leg bridges. Do put both on the mat if you need to. Let's do 6 on this side. So we're rolling up. Now, because of the band, you'll notice a little bit more effort is required in order to keep this leg fixed here above the hip. Okay, so we're sort of working on this hip flexor on the left side and working on the glute on this right side. When we've done 6, you can hold, squeeze, you can do it, and then lower down. Good stuff, well done. Let's switch to the other side. It's only 6. It's nothing, is it? We can do that. Okay, and push. Six is coming up. We're holding here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Lower those hips down and relax. Just roll yourself up. Take your band off. Come and bring yourself over onto your tummy. Grab your ball. Okay. How are we feeling? We're feeling good? Great stuff. Okay, so we're going to put the ball in the right hand and we're going to lift the chest as we pass it behind us. All right, so just extend out. You've got your feet to the corners of the mat, arms are reaching out to the side. Take a lovely breath in as you catch that ball and then exhale, swing it around to the side. So you're thinking about squeezing the scapula, reaching the sternum forward, and the head is following the ball. Let's have one more rep here. Good, and then put that ball just out in front of you. This is when I realise I don't have enough space to actually roll my ball. Just give me 1 second to shove all this stuff on the floor. There we go. Okay, so hands on top of the ball. We're here, and that's when we come and we slide the scapula, raise the chest off the mat, push into the ball. Good, and then come down. So let's have 3 more, and then we're going to look at trying this with just the one arm. So 1 more. And then move that ball over to the left side more, and then bring your right hand behind your back. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing, but press on that left arm. So you're rolling up and rolling down. I'm just going to bring my arm to my side because it's uncomfortable for my shoulder, that position, but if you can bring it round the back, then do, you'll get that stretch in the front of the shoulder. So we're just coming up, pushing on that ball, and lift. 1 more here. And then you can switch over to the other side. Make sure it's in front of your shoulder. The other one comes behind the back if that's comfortable to do that. And then you're lifting 4 more on this side. Think about that scapular glide. So gliding into the back and pushing down on the ball as well. Yeah, you're getting that work through the supporting muscles in the shoulder, the chest. 1 more time. Good. And then just pop that ball to one side. We're going to bring those arms out in front, and let's bring the feet so they're hip distance, and just go into your swimming. So you can do your modified version like this, head down, opposite arm to leg to start with, or you can go straight into your kick, swim, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Nice steady movement. That's it. We're trying not to swing the torso side to side. So keep lifting up through the belly, reaching higher with those legs, reaching higher with those arms, holding for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Great stuff. And come and relax down. Let's push ourselves up. Let's do down dog here now. We're going to go down dog to high plank. Okay, so if you're not a high plank person, then come on to forearms if you like, and you can do it like your dolphin. So you can do forearm plank to dolphin if that's better for you. So just take a few deep breaths in this down dog stretch. Really draw in through the belly button. You can sort of feel like you're pointing your tailbone downwards and hollowing through the belly even more. And then we'll transition into our high plank from here, just rocking forward. Then you tuck those toes under and you're in your high plank. Good. Take a few breaths in and out. And then we'll tuck under again. We'll lift and scoop through the belly back into that down dog position. Think about dropping those heels down towards the mat. You're making an upside down V. Okay, if you feel like you're overstretching, walk those hands in a bit more. And then we'll come back into our high plank. Pushing the ground away nice and evenly through both arms. Scooping up through the belly, modifying to drop onto the knees if you need to. Last time here, lift up through the hips into that down dog position. Nice long back of the neck. Straighten up the legs. Try not to let those knees drop inwards. So sort of rotate the thighs out maybe a little bit if you drop them in. We're coming to a high plank to lower down onto all fours. Okay, so we'll step it down to our, not all fours, our forearms, I meant to say. So onto your forearms, we'll hold it here. Nice deep breaths. Please rest if you need to. Okay, let's squeeze and tuck under with the bottom. Breathe. And hold. Good. We're going to step it back up onto our hands, and then we're going to transition into side plank. Okay, you ready? So step back up, back onto your hands. Move one hand into the center there, over to the blades of the foot, and go into a side plank. If you're a modifying side plank person, drop the knee down. Okay, so you're here now, and if you want to advance it even more, you might want to pop that foot on top of the other one, and you might even be able to lift it if you can. Good. Yes. Come down. Let's go on to the other side. So move that hand into the center first. Transition. Take your time. Stack your foot. Really squeeze and lift on the underneath side. Raising the leg if you like. We're coming back down. Down onto the forearms again. If you've still got that stamina for your abdominals, just hold it here for a little bit longer. If you need a rest, then do. Toes are together, add a gentle rock forward and back. Just working into the core, nice and strong now. Go on, go for it. Use the front of the thighs, back. And we're going to have a breather, knees down. And rest. Ooh, I've got some nice sweaty prints on my reformer now. I don't know about you guys. Okay, how are we doing? Feeling okay? Feeling good? You're like, yeah, thanks. I absolutely love killing my shoulders and abdominals. Okay, grab your hand weights, please. So we're going to do a little bit of seated work. Or you can, in fact, just stand up. I'm going to sit like this. So coming on the edge of my reformer, you can sit with your legs crossed, sit on top of your hog maybe to lift yourself up a little bit. I'm just going to sit like this. If I stand up, you're going to lose my head. Okay, so we're going to take our hand weights. What we're going to do is we're just going to bring them straight up and down. So you've got palms facing upwards. So you're just going to carry them upwards and then bring them back down. So exhaling and inhaling. Yeah, so Sarah, if you want to sit up a little bit, you know, sit on your block or sit on your hog, just to give you a little bit more space for your arms, and do if you want. And we'll have 2 more. And try not to lean back as you reach your arms forward. 1 more. Good. And we'll do 1 more again. And then leave them at shoulder height and we'll do bicep curls. So curling up towards the shoulders, trying to keep the elbows where they are. We're really working hard on that seated posture. Trying not to lean back, lean forward. 4 more here. Doing great. Keep going. Couple more. 1 more time. That's it. And then just take those arms down by your side. Okay, give those shoulders a little roll. Good. Take this hand here, and then this one sort of, yeah, it comes under. So you want to go under and then wrap it. So from here, you've got like what we call eagle arms, and then you're just going to lift them up a little bit and then drop the elbows down. So we lift up and drop down. That's it. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. Now you're going to feel that deep stretch around the backs of the arms. And we'll have 1 more time. And then unfold those arms, but bring your elbows and your wrists together. Your palms are facing you. Now go for some little pulses just up and down. Okay, just up and down. Try to keep the elbows together. You're going to feel this across the front of the shoulder and the biceps. 3 more. 1 more time. And then wrap the other one. So left hand comes under to wrap round. And then you've got that little lift, exhale, and little drop down. And it can work really well on one side and terribly on the other. So don't be alarmed if you're like, what is happening here? And be gentle. Breathe into that shoulder stretch if you feel incredibly tight. And then we'll do those little pulses 1 more time. So unfold the arms, elbows and wrists together. Try and keep them high. We'll do 10 and 9, 8. Try not to let any air through those elbows. 6, 5. I think I counted wrong then. 2, 1 more. Ooh, I definitely feel the burn through my biceps there. Did you? Oh, shake off those arms. Very good. Okay. Now we're going to do our triceps. So we're going to do our triceps by doing like a little tricep dip. So if you come around this way, put your hands like this. So you're going to do tricep dip, lowering down and then pushing up. Okay. So we'll aim for 12. If it all goes wonky halfway through, then stop. Okay. Squeeze your scapula. And you're pitching that body weight back in a straight line. So 12 here and a 2. That's it, halfway there. 7, 8. Keep going, 4 more. Woo. 1 more time. Good. And then just rest those arms. Come around onto all 4s, and we're going to just finish with a press up for the arms. Okay. So you can do a box press up, so your knees are hip distance apart and hands a little bit wider than the shoulders, and you drop down like that and then push. So you can do that type of press up, or you can do a full press up. I'm not going to demonstrate. We're going to put the knees down and do it modified. Okay, I'm going to stick with this one. So off you go. Just think about reaching your chin forward of your hands. So imagine like a little diamond shape in front of you, like a little arrow from your hands to your nose. That's it. Yeah, carry on. Do about, 8 to 12, whatever. Feel it until you can't do any more. And you don't have to lower all the way. You can do halfway, just bringing those elbows just outside of the rib cage. Good, and then we'll have a little stretch back. Well done. And we'll just repeat that twice more, that set. So you might want to do 3 lots of 8, 3 lots of 10. Off you go. Think about doing like a slower descent and then a quicker accent up. So down and up, down and push. So be quite explosive out of those arms. Okay, taking another rest again. Good, well done. How are they feeling? Your arm's still attached. feeling the heat now. Okay. I mean, if you're cold, I said this before, you know, like in winter, if you get cold and you don't want to put the heating on, you just do a few of these and then you'll be warm. Are we ready? Last lot, if you can. Or just repeat your tricep dips again if you like. Or you can do hug a tree with the weights. And then when you've had enough, which is around about now, have a rest. Good. Okay, let's do spine stretch forward. Grab your ball. Can you still see me all right? Have I gone very dark in here now? It feels like I've gone dark. No, am I okay? I don't know, I feel a bit dark. Just put my little lamp on. Okay, so feet just a little bit wider than your shoulders, nice flex foot, sit up as tall as you can, and you're just going to roll that ball forward and back. Exhaling to roll. Good deep breath into the back before you realign the spine to come up. And do take your time, you know, particularly when you come to restack up, just notice if there's a part of your back that sort of stacks in one spot rather than articulating and rolling. But pull the belly backwards and get each part of your spine back on top, bone by bone. And then we're going to take the left hand onto the ball and work it towards the right, inside of the right heel. Right arm reaches behind you, so you're going opposite. Yeah, so right hand, that's it, opposite heel. Breathing out, breathing into sit up tall. Press down on that ball for a little bit extra something. And this one more time either side. Good. And then just come and sit in your mermaid. Sit, and you can use your ball if you're happy to do that, and place your ball just by that thigh, and you're just going to roll it out as you go into that mermaid. Good, and rolling back, catching that ball, bringing it up over the head, trying to keep the hips nice and square as you do this. Keep that right hip or your left hip, my right hip down. Good. So you're really exercising underneath the arm as much as you probably don't feel it as much. But here, to keep this shoulder down, you really have to press down here. Use this muscle. Good. And pulling on up. Well done. Let's do that lovely stretch on the other side. And if you hate sitting in the Z6, really not comfortable for you, I suggest you just put the soles of the feet together and do that side bend as we were looking at before. So rolling out. And you go a bit slower, you know, if you need to, if you're going a lot further than me, I have to just be mindful of this right shoulder. So just take your time to push out. Very good. The lower you go, the harder it is to come back. Have you noticed? The obliques really have to work if you go really low. You're like, oh no, the point of no return. Help, try not to twist the torso, stay side. There you go. Yes, that's it. Yeah, it's really tempting to sort of end up here and then we're sort of like this. And then we've got into our rectus abdominals to pull ourselves back. Whereas if you go directly to the side, you have to use this area to really reach you back up. Yeah, have another practice. Yeah, have another go if you were doing it wrong before. Let me just get a time check because I've not got my wristwatch on. Okay, if you've got your looped band, your longer looped band, you can grab that or just use your smaller one and we'll just do a glute stretch and hamstring stretch. So roll yourself down. We'll start with that figure 4 stretch. Put across the knee, relax your shoulders. Nice deep breaths into the back. Think about tucking your chin in and getting that stretch in the back of the neck. When that stretch starts to ease off a little bit, think about deepening the stretch a little bit more, or you can cross over with the leg a little bit more and take hold of the feet. So you've got knees connected, grab the feet. And then we'll use that longer band if you have it. Loop it over the instep of the foot. And we're going to go for a knee bend and then an extension. Okay, so breathe in as you bend, out as you extend. And that other foot can be just on the mat, or stretch it out if it helps to maintain your neutral spine better. Sometimes it helps to drop the tailbone down a little bit more. So tuck in with that knee and then extend the leg. Good, that's it. One more time. And then we're going to bring that leg just across the body a little bit. So just drop it over the side towards the opposite side. Reach out through the heel, get a really good stretch on this outer hip. Turn the foot inwards a little bit as well. That will help to get that stretch. And then we'll bring it back to the center. Release that band. And we'll do glute stretch on the other side. Did we all get our washing dried today, folks? Did you get it out in this sunny, windy day? It was the perfect drying weather, wasn't it? You've probably got dryers, so you probably don't peg out your washing like I do, but I live for dry days, dry, windy days. You get all your washing dried in a matter of hours. It's just amazing. So increase that stretch, if you like, by crossing over the knees, taking hold of the feet. It is quite an intense stretch, so just be gentle. Or it's intense if your butt cheeks are as tight as mine. Let's put it that way. Okay, let's go into that hamstring stretch with the knee bend and extension. Do it about 8 times, just breathing through that stretch. Trying to avoid twisting the hips. So as you pull that knee in, try not to hitch up with that side of the hip. So keep a nice level pelvis. And then you can take that leg across the body. Turning the leg, the thigh, invert that leg. And then bring it back to center. Unhook that band. Good. And then you can roll yourself up. Just do an inside thigh stretch. And then you can come and relax down. Whichever way you like, you know, you can use the hog to stretch your chest a little bit, or use the ball, or just come and lie down and do some breathing exercises. Just have a stretch out of the adductors. Yeah, roll that ball forward if you like. I haven't got the luxury of that because I just roll it off this reformer. And you can do some side stretches if you like with that. I always like to add my side stretch with this position of the legs because it really gets into this quadratus lumborum. I mean, you feel it when you're doing mermaid anyway. You do get that. But it's nice here. And then when you finish stretching off, just come and find a comfortable position on your mat. And just close your eyes. And relax. And just take a few moments to just release any tension in the body that's accumulated from the course of the day and the class that you've just done. Think about nice even breath. You can do a 4 count inhale, 4 count exhale, square breathing as it can be called. Or if you want to slow down that parasympathetic nervous system even more, you can do an inhale for about 4 counts and then exhale out for 8 counts. Little pause and then repeat that pattern of breath again. And if, like me, you feel like you could just fall asleep, then that's good. Mission accomplished. Hope you enjoyed your session. Please do take the time to stay on your mat for a good 5 minutes, and then when it's time for you to come up nice and slowly, waking yourself up. And I appreciate you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the class, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.